Welcome or welcome back, new viewers and gamers. It is time for another episode of the Kirby Superstar Ultra playthrough, and today we're finishing up Milky Way wishes by defeating the last few planets that we have to go to. So let's start with the cave planet Cavius and begin. So this here planet, or at least the first start of it, is a little boss rush. Though if we go over here, there's nothing special up here. This background just goes quite far away is all. Alright, so just like the last few planets aside from Hot Beat, there are 3 abilities we can get in this here planet. And here's one of them right over here, well not quite over here. Chef Kawasaki's in the way, he's gonna have to, get out of the way. All 7 mid-bosses are present in this here area that we happen to be at, but we only need maybe a few of them to progress. Alright, now here's where the ability is that we need to get. Judging by the boss we're fighting, you can guess which ability I'm talking about. And down goes Poppy Bro Senior, and now we have ourselves bombs. You want them? They're yours, my friend, as long as you have enough rubies. If only rubies were a thing in this game, anyways. There's one other ability we can get in this room as well. And it's from this guy. And just like with Proper Bro Senior, you can tell which ability this will be, and that's right, my all-time favorite ability in this area. The Hammer ability. And now that we have the most broken ability in the game, we don't need to be here anymore. If we go down here, we have found the exit here to this area. You just have to do a Bugsy, and he's already dead. We just need to get to that area right over there, because beyond that door is the final ability we can get in this planet. And by clicking this button, we can get down there. Alright, now we have the Stone ability. Alright, we have ourselves an invincibility candy as well. You can run through here. Have you also noticed that Kirby has a higher speed stat when he's running? Just wanted to point that out. Alright, Hammer. Alright, and now we have to fight Wham Bam Rock again. With the same moveset he had back in the Crate Cave Offensive. Alright, he's already at about half HP. You could block his little rock tumble attack over there, but it'll still do a bit of damage. And he's dead. Alright, once again, back at the Fountain of Dreams. Now with 2 more planets to go. Next up, Makai, the Machine Planet. There are only 2 abilities here, and on the final planet, there are also 2 abilities to get. And I forgot to mention this in the previous episode, but this is kind of like, well, think about Ben 10. It's kind of like if Kirby were Ben 10 and he had access to all of his powers pretty much whenever he wanted to. Something like that. Alright, we can use this little cannon gimmick to blast through here. We'll hit this little bomb over here. Go in there, we didn't get the invincibility candy, but that's alright. We don't need it. I said we didn't need it. Alright, now we are going to need a specific ability to get past this wind current, and that will be the wing ability, because one of the abilities that we need to get is here. And I believe you can actually go down here using the Condor Dive. It's just a faster way to get down here, in my opinion. And now we have access to the Yo-Yo ability. And there's only one other ability we can get. Alright, we can run through this. However, we can't hover past that, so let's bring the wing ability back once again. Go up here, you get yourself some goodies. Alright, we just gotta deal with this here puzzle. The yo-yo ability does make this part a little easier, though the wing ability works just fine as well. Alright, now we have ourselves a little boss rush section over here. And just like in the previous playthrough we were just on, you don't need to fight every single boss here, but just one or two of them. One of which is hidden behind an ability. But unlike the previous playthrough, I'm gonna fight all of them. And Mr. Frosty is the only other mid-boss in this game that can actually get one shot by the hammer flip attack. If I can actually land the attack. There we go. Every other boss gets at least two shot, or a mid-boss, I should say, gets at least two shotted. And this guy's got a pretty neat attack, where he could shoot ki blasts at you. I want to see if he can shell that off. Yeah, right here. You can use those with abilities like the fighter ability and the suplex ability as well, weirdly enough. Makes me wonder how Kirby can straight up catch energy in his hands. But yeah. Alright, Chef Kawasaki is next. Nah, I missed my attack. Alright, he's got his plates attack. I wonder how much those are, and yet he's just throwing them around. He's got to buy new ones each and every time. Alright, Bugsy's next, and... oh, come on. And he's dead. Alright, our next mid-boss, Papa Bro Senior, and he's dead. We're not going to go to the boss on this right side over here just yet. We're going to go over here to fight this mid-boss, because after we fight Iron Man again, we get the last ability we can get on this planet. And she's dead. And now we got ourselves the Plasma ability, which we are going to need to get onto the other side of here and get some nice one-ups and Maxim tomatoes. And now our final mid-boss, you all know him, y'all love him, it's Bonkers, with a blue color scheme. Honestly, I remember playing this game around the same time Kirby Superstar Ultra, not Superstar Ultra, the original Kirby's Return to Dreamland was the latest Kirby game. And me thinking, because I had played through those games, and if you all saw my Return to Dreamland Deluxe playthrough, you know that each of the bosses have EX forms that are different colors. That's why I used to think with this game. But anyways, Heavy Lobster, just like when we fought him back in Midnightmare's Revenge, or Midnight's Revenge. There's a certain attack that he has I want to show off. Because you all remember the pain ability I got against Camellia Arm during the Great Cave Offensive section. Well, you can get that here too. It's one of the only 3 times in the entire game, or 3 bosses in the entire game that'll grant you the pain ability. So I'm going to get rid of my Plasma Wisp friend over here, use this as ammunition. So I want to show off that attack. If you would stop walking so close, there we go. Alright, you should be able to deploy this little thing over here. If you absorb this lava droplet, you will get the paint ability. Now let's use it once again. And if you hit Heavy Lobster with it, he will be a different color for the rest of the fight. This red color, he even gets blinded, weirdly enough. It's a nice little secret that's very obscure in this game. Alright, that should be the fire attack. And sorry, Heavy Lobster, but you're out of commission. Didn't know there were multiple different Heavy Lobsters across the galaxy, but here we are, or I guess solar system. That thing makes a little more sense. Alright, now for the final planet. The Eternal Planet Half Moon. And this here song that plays on this planet, we'll see in a later mode in this game. It's a really good song in my opinion. But anyways, let me get my hammer ability. I can't do that on the pause screen, it looks like. Oh, yes, I can. The animation just doesn't play. Oh, come on. Alright, so as you can see, we're fighting against a wind current. Makes me want to use the wing ability for this. Now, there's a warp star in there, and it's pretty easy to get in here. I don't really need them, but I might as well get these two. You can skip this whole section just by using this. And Kirby's showing off over there, just going around those electrical currents. Alright, now we're surrounded by a maze of stars. I kind of like the way this area looks. It's quite pretty. Ow. Alright, my hammer build is gone. Time to get another one. Just y'all realize how broken it is to pretty much have whatever ability you want at any moment. See, that's what I meant. That it's kind of like the Ben 10 of Kirby modes. As a certain ability we can get in this here room. We're not going to go up there. Not yet. Alright, I guess we are going up here. Alright, right over here. If we go down here... Ah, there we go. We will get one of two abilities that are in this area, that being the mirror ability. Now, you might be wondering what the last ability we must get is. Easy, it's the ninja ability, which we do get later on in this planet. Let's take the minecart section and blow our way through here. And there's a warp star up there. Might as well go take a look at it. Actually, it's not a warp star, it's a Maxim tomato. That is a warp star for a sec. And we can go in here. There's this whole maze-like section over here, but using the warp star that's right behind you, you can skip this whole section to make things faster. If you want to get some of the goodies, you can, but you can always backtrack if you need to right after the warp star animation is done. And with that being said, we have two bosses. Both Chef Kawasaki and Iron Man, but 2 against 1, that's not fair. He said we were playing fair, huh? The villains don't want to play fair. So why should I play fair? And down goes Iron Man. Which, if I didn't mention this in the previous episode, her name is a clear pun on Iron Man. That's about it. Alright, now we must hit that bomb over there. And we can go into this room over here for our final copy essence ability for this mode. That being, wow, nice one. Just hit me right as I'm going to the screen. That being the ninja ability. But however, we're going to need the hammer ability for the boss fight that's coming up. And I want to leave those pancakes behind. I never go out a good pancake. And there's another one right over there. Don't leave no pancakes left behind. Am I right? Ow. Ow, come on. Get out of my way. Alright, one up. And now for the boss of Half Moon. Once again, apologies for the visual glitches that happened there for a split second. Alright, and unlike when we were fighting them in the Great Cave Offensive, these enemies will be different. We are fighting against the magician will attack first. As I mentioned before in that segment, this works like a turn-based RPG, and we can one-shot the magician. Probably the only boss that isn't a mid-boss that gets one-shotted by the flip hammer. It was Evil Knights. You can hit these guys a maximum of twice with flip hammer, doing a total of 160 damage. They got knife throws. It's random knives over here. We got that knight instead of the pupper, the slime, and now finally we have the Great Dragon. And before it was the Evil Knight, but here we are with the Great Dragon. And just like other bosses in this game, they can come in different colors as well, depending on the mode you happen to be playing in. The Great Dragon flaps gigantic wings, and the wind is blowing so hard it hurts you. And down goes the Great Dragon. And just like in Great Cave Offensive, the game will give you abilities. Your puffiness went up by 1, your softness went up by 3, your spirit went up by 1, your roundness went up by 3, not that it matters. Your maturity went up by 4, your love went up by 3. And we also get 110 experience from that. And once again, at the Fountain of Dreams. I always really like the song that plays here. Alright, with every planet defeated, and all 19 copy instances, we can go on over to the Galactic Nova. Alright, Kirby, give him the 7 stars. Legend of the 7 stars, anyways. And summon the Nova. Now, do remember this part of the playthrough, because this will come back later in a later Kirby game. Ready? I will grant you one wish. Uh-oh, Marx, what are you doing here? Well, I want to control Popstar. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Go! I did it! It all went according to plan. Marx, you traitor! I got the sun and the moon to fight. I got you to go into space. How the hell did you get them to fight? I'd like to know that. It was all according to my perfect little plan. So now Popstar is mine, all mine. Man, Kirby's really gotta stop making friends like him. Now I could cause all the mischief I want. Haha, see you later, loser. More laughing. Now Kirby's left out into space, but the power of the 7 stars grants him a starship. Which I'm surprised that he doesn't have in Kirby's Air Ride. Or is ever mentioned again in other Kirby games outside of this remake. Alright, it looks like we're going inside the Galactic Nova. Now, y'all remember in my Forgotten Land playthrough and in my Return to Dreamland Deluxe playthrough about the Ancients, as well as my Star Allies playthrough? Well, it's theorized that the Galactic Nova is another creation of the Ancients. And this will become very important in a later Kirby game we'll play on this channel. But anyways, we have ourselves a nice little star shooting section. A shooting section in a Kirby game, I think, is pretty cool. Pretty much the only time, I guess if you don't count Air Ride, that we see something like this. Also, those guys with eyeballs kind of look like the Pokemon Unknown. Just wanted to point that out. But anyways, now Marx has betrayed us, just like a certain other villain Kirby villain that we've covered on this channel. And after we get done with this here shoot 'em up section, we must fight him. You don't want to hit the edges over here where the platforms are. Those will cause damage to Kirby. I said auto-scrollers aren't really the best in platformers, but in this case I think it's an exception. Little side waves you see over here that Kirby's shooting out can cause damage too. So if you get too close to an enemy, you can really cause some damage to them, like I just caused to myself. You can even hold the button to keep attacking continuously, though you'll get a faster rate of fire if you button mash. Alright, and now we're against the Galactic Nova's nucleus, where we have to destroy these little apparatuses over here. This is a super easy boss fight. Literally just dodge the platforms. Shoot the pieces of the Galactic Nova, they'll get faster and faster. Sometimes you might need a damage boost, ouch. And after you defeated a few of them, they'll start to turn around. Like this. And now you gotta fight them backwards. Also, notice the big heart in the background. Another piece of interesting lore in the Kirby world that will become very important in a certain later Kirby game we'll be playing on this channel soon enough. And now the Galactic Nova's nucleus is defeated. Just blew it up from the inside out. And that's what you get for granting his wish. Even though you were just doing your job, but whatever. That's like if I got the 7 Dragon Balls in Dragon Ball Z, some guy slugs me in the face and makes my wish for me, and I beat up Shenron because of it. But anyways, now for the final battle of Milky Way wishes. Against Marx on an unknown planet. Now Marx's boss fight, he'll use the quad cutter attack, which many later bosses will actually replicate that attack. Alright, and he has this attack where he'll drop seeds from the sky, and you just have to get away from where they were planted. Or else they'll spring out of the ground like this. Ow. He'll jump out of the ground just like that. And if I remember correctly, yes, here we go. This is the game, as along with the original Superstar, that started boss dialogue like this, in the pause screen, versus Marx. Marx has shown his true form. It's just him with some weird pair of wings, but whatever. Fly in and protect Popstar. Do it, Kirby, our Superstar. And in the original Kirby Superstar, this was the final boss of the game. However, that's no longer the case here. Alright, Marx will fly in. He'll do his planting attack. Alright, we have an easy way to avoid it. He'll pop up from the side of the screen, or in the middle of the screen, and fire in his laser. You don't want to get hit by that. Oh. And down goes, wait a minute. Alright, and this teleporting attack a lot of later Kirby bosses will do as well. And down goes Marx. He has many other attacks that we can showcase those later. And funny how Kirby hit him so hard he got sent back into the Galactic Nova, but whatever, I'm not complaining. Both him and the Nova are defeated. And there's no way he survived that explosion. Right? Whatever. Hey Kirby, you did it, man. The end. I kinda wish they had a bit more build-up for Marx being a twisted villain, but whatever. And now he's just sleeping. And fun fact about Marx, his name is actually based on the philosopher Karl Marx. Just want to point that out. Alright, now we have credits. Just gonna sit through this whole thing, eh? Well, if I were playing the original Kirby Superstar, I'd be talking about how much I've enjoyed this game. Well, we might as well talk about it for the time being so far. So, you all know this is my second favorite Kirby game behind Return to Dreamland, and by extension, Return to Dreamland Deluxe. While a lot of this game is very easy up to this point, either that or it's just my old elementary school muscle memory coming to aid me. But otherwise, a pretty neat game. I liked Milky Way, which is probably my favorite mode so far. The stories are a little bare bone, yes, and like I just mentioned, I kinda wish Marx had a bit more build-up into him being a villain, but otherwise, because it kinda just comes out of left field. Though this isn't the last time Kirby has this thing. I mean, it's a good thing that Kirby helps out his friends, and we'll talk about this in a certain other Kirby game that I do plan on playing on this channel about him helping out people. At least that person didn't betray them like Marx and later on Magalore would do. Like, it's just in Kirby's nature to help those in need, even if it's taken advantage from time to time. I mean, don't worry, as you've seen in my Star Allies playthrough, Marx does become a friend, quote-unquote, later on. Hopefully he doesn't backstab us, but there's no guarantee that we can stop that. Anyways, all modes in this game, pretty fast, pretty easy. Though the later modes that we're about to do are definitely more challenging. And a lot of the like goofiness, especially the Great Cave Offensive, is I think pretty funny. So I'd give this part of the game at least a nice 9 out of 10, though some of the enemy placements could be a bit better, as well as the build-up for Marx. Like maybe have some sort of intermission after you've beaten half of the planets. That Marx might be cooking up something. He might not seem as well as he is. And like I mentioned with the mirror ability, the coloration for it that when Kirby is using said ability resembles Marx, only the hat colors are flipped. One side of the hat is red, the other side is blue, and for Marx it's the opposite. Maybe that's a really, really subtle hint to him backstabbing Kirby? I don't know. If that was supposed to be in, it was a pretty bad hint, to be honest with you, but otherwise. Yeah, but I can't skip this, so we're just stuck looking at these credits for now. Otherwise, I don't really have anything else to talk about of this game up to this point. But yes, like I mentioned in the boss fight with Marx, how a lot of, like, the quad cutter attack, a lot of later bosses like Void Soul would use that, Fucktalephilus would use that attack. Honestly, of all the bosses we've done on this channel so far, of all the Kirby games we've played on this channel so far, I think those are the only bosses that have done that. Don't worry, a lot of other bosses will later on do that too. But that's all I have to say. Hell Laboratories, what a great game you've created, but we ain't done yet. So I really like the picture of the little dog in a nest with a bunch of eggs. That's adorable. I kind of miss that logo. You don't really see that logo nowadays anymore after like 2010 or 2011, I think. You've seen a lot of older Nintendo games too, like Super Smash Bros. Melee. So I don't think Nintendo... No, I think Nintendo still owns HAL Laboratories, but whatever. And more. And as Kirby raves goodbye. Because like I said, we ain't done with this game just yet. Alright, notice, you can now play Revenge of the King and the Arena. Sound test mode has been added. we're gonna save Revenge of the King for later because there are a bunch of different bosses in that mode that aren't in other modes, and you can see what might be hinted at later modes we'll play on this channel later on. So in the next episode, I believe we should do the arena and go through all the bosses that we just fought in the last 5 modes. We're not kind of gourmet racing that, but yeah. Why can't people stop fighting? You sound like X in Mega Man X7. Whatever. When the Pink Terror raises his fist, even the strong tremble in fear. He's known as the Pink Demon for a reason, or the Pink Terror, as you can see here. Every boss you fought is here. You think you can take them all? Yes, I can, and I'll prove it in the next episode. So if you all enjoyed this and you want to see more, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and follow. Hit with the videos you see on screen off on YouTube and that bell button for more. Consider answering the question of the day in the link in the description below. And consider becoming a YouTube member for $3 a month and a Twitch subscriber for $6 a month for wonderful bonuses such as an ad-free experience. Once again, the next time we play this game, we'll be taking on the arena. Thank you all for watching, and have a berrific day.